in joy and breathing out anything unlike joy. And start actually with the top of your scalp and feel your attention on your scalp, on your face, and wherever your attention is, let that part of your body fully relax. Letting go of anything unlike the present moment. The future can wait, the past is gone. Be fully here now. Letting that relaxation continue to flow down your body, face, scalp, back of neck, back, arms, chest, abdomen, buttocks, thighs. Continue to relax right down to your ankles and down to your toes. Feel your body rooted to the earth. Just feel it, the energy right from the top of your head flow down your spine and ground itself in Mother Earth. And then just let yourself be in this wonderful place of relaxation. If it works for you to think of yourself floating, floating would be good. Just being very gentle and relaxing. And then if you would put your attention on the center of your being, on your heart center, and let your heart open to the love that it is. There is already love in you. Whether you're expressing it or not, just let it come out, let it flow. Imagine that the whole center of your being is filled with a beautiful white light, or maybe a yellow light, soft, a soft light. And this light is healing. It's healing every cell in your body as it travels from the spine through all of those muscles, releasing any illness, any dis-ease, anything other than God. And let your heart fill with gratitude for this presence of love within. And now imagine that that gentle white light is moving from the side of you to the person who's closest next to you. And their light is coming right back to you. So it's a giving and receiving of light. And then from the other side, giving and receiving of light. And then from the middle, giving and receiving of light. And from the back, giving and receiving of light. So if you could see this whole room, it would be a web of light, a web of love. And in the awareness that this is the truth of the presence of God everywhere present, take this time to let God be God in you as love. Listen to the voice of God that always has every answer to every problem, has an answer to every request. If you have a request this morning, just gently let that divinity know that you desire to know whatever it is, and then be still and be a listening that's listening with love to love. If anything other than love seems to come, tell it it's mistaken, that you're only listening to messages of love. I invite you to thank that divine love for any messages, any healing, any awareness you got. We're going to light the flames of faith. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. As practitioner Anita Baroldi lights the last candle, let it represent the path that brought you here today. And now Diane is going to help us to anchor that awareness of love, and I'm going to get my mic.
The light of God surrounds us. The power of God protects. The presence of God watches over us, and all is well. The love of God enfolds us. Wherever we are, God is. We are safe, we are cherished, and all is well. All is well. God hears the whispers, God hears the cries, infinite wisdom, all-seeing eyes. The light of God surrounds us, the power of God protects. The presence of God watches over us, and all is well. The love of God enfolds us. Wherever we are, God is. We are safe, we are cherished, and all is well. All is well. All is well. All right, good morning. Turn on your heart light now. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We're so glad you're with us this morning on beautiful August 16th. And we'd like you to join us in song with the Daniel Nahmod tune called When I Pray. So I think we got the words there, and we're going to go. Here we go.
When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray.
All right, I'd like to introduce our musicians this morning. We have on guitar Ed Cusby, on drums David Page, my friend here to my left, Mr. Bill Dixon on bass, Wade and Kimberly Wooltridge as our song leaders, and Wade being our soloist today. I'm Diane King Van here at the keys, and I'd like you to join me, thank you, on our next song. Stand on up for this one, stretch those legs. I'm going to sing a little God You Are.
God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
Now it's time to meet and greet your neighbors. Let's say howdy. Hello, how are ya? And get ready to join us on one more verse. Here we are.
God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. And welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Capistrano Valley, San Clemente. My name is Judy Chapman. I'm one of the assistant ministers here. And you know, our whole life is a choice. All we do is make choices every moment of our life. And so I am so delighted that you made a choice to be here with us this morning. You heard the universe calling and you answered the call. So I'd like to start out with affirmative prayer. So if you please go within and join me. In this most holy and sacred moment, we listen with our spiritual ears to the universe calling. And it's calling us to truth. And that truth is that there is only one presence. There is only one divine essence. There is only one infinite love and creative intelligence. One. And we are the expression of this one energy, of this one vitality, of this one divine essence. For we truly are the sacred activity of spirit. We are God in action. Our every word, our every thought, our every movement is a direction of God's love. So this morning I affirm and I decree that all is well, and that each one of us is listening this morning to the universe calling us to expand and grow in consciousness, calling us to be the love that resides within us, to express it, to live out loud, to make the right choices for our life. I know that this morning's service unfolds in absolute divine right order, and that every person here this morning and every person listening to us live streaming is touched by a thought, a word, or a feeling that changes their life. I know that Dr. Heather's message is inspiring and full of wisdom. So we are open, awake, and aware in this moment of who we are, which is that divine essence. And so I just know that this is the truth. And I place this truth into divine mind where it has already been created. It's already done and acted upon. And so I anchor this with so much love and thanksgiving in my heart. And I anchor it in confidence. I anchor it in love. And I anchor it in truth. So please say with me, and so it is. And now I'd like to invite Doris Pallardy to help me do some announcements this morning.
All right, thank you.
So this morning after the service at noon, we have conscience connection, easy for you to say. That's when we gather and we chat about what we learned in today's service, and we have a discussion group. So it's facilitated by Kathy Story this morning. Also this Wednesday, Reverend Bruce Fredenberg will be our speaker at the Wednesday service at 7 o'clock. We always love to hear Reverend Bruce. He just lifts our hearts and lifts us up. He has so much wonderful wisdom. And his topic is Think Again. Okay, I will.
Good one. I took over the food drive here in our center for the community outreach, and I have been volunteering for about 4 weeks, and so I'm encouraging you and asking you to please bring, when you go shopping, buy something extra. What I have found out the last couple of weeks that we are lacking jams and jellies. People need toilet paper or toiletries and dog food. So those are items that are not always readily available or not available at all. So it's just a food for thought. The barrel is out there. You can bring it at any service, even Wednesday Wisdom. And then on Thursday mornings, we have Shifting Sands. This is, if you have any questions, contact Pat. And they meet at 10:30 here in the multipurpose room. And I know they're all having a very, very good time.
Tuesday on August 25th, our men's group is meeting. If you have any questions about that, see Dave Friedman. And our women's circle, contact Laura Musi. There she is, and she will give you more information. I think we're meeting on the 11th. We don't know. We don't know. Talk to Laura. Okay. And I'd like to invite Tony Sparks up to give us a animal kinship announcement.
I just wanted to let you know that next Sunday, August the 23rd, our animal kinship ministry is meeting with 2 other animal ministries at 2 p.m. in the afternoon at In-Flight Center in Mission Viejo. And so if you are interested in being part of the animal ministry, please see me after the service. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. And then I wanted to announce that we have 3 executive suites upstairs available at this point. So if you have any questions, you can contact Claudia Nelson or Ruth Trimble, or just go upstairs during the week. Thank you.
Bobby Summers, would you please stand? She is having a Gourmets for God event today at 1:30, and she said she wanted me to tell you that there are spaces available. So go see Bobby after the service if you are would like to join the party at 1:30. And the beautiful flowers here this morning are from Rita McPhail, and they're to celebrate Grant's birthday.
Woohoo! Happy birthday.
And they're also to celebrate their friend Pete, who is coming back from New Zealand. So, yes. And now,
let's settle down, and I'm going to read the affirmation for today. And I'll read it first, and then you repeat it with me. God is my life. I am an expression of God, and thus perfect life is my heritage. I am ever unfolding expression of this perfect life. I am prosperous, healthy, and fulfilled. And so it is. Now together. God is my life. I am an expression of God, and thus perfect life is my heritage. I am an ever unfolding expression of this perfect life. I am prosperous, healthy, and fulfilled. And so it is.
Thank you, Doris. And now please welcome our soloist for the day, Mr. Wade Wildridge.
Good morning. This is a song I wrote just for today's service. We're talking about Eric Butterworth and the universe is calling today, and he's written all kinds of good words, so I'm going to use a lot of his words in this song today. Thanks. We're talking about Eric Reverend Butterworth, a lifelong cleric. And for what it's worth, he'll take what you thought and turn it on its ear. But give it a thought, you got nothing to fear. Like people say, Jesus is God become man. Well, Eric says, you can do what he can. Your thinking on this is a little bit flawed. Jesus is showing how man becomes God. You can grab life, but you keep stalling. But Eric, he writes, the universe is calling. Who? That's right. The universe is calling, calling you. If you could see through Eric's eyes, you'd be God's loving enterprise. And it don't matter what that entails, 'cause God, as you, he cannot fail. So let go of disparity and focus on prosperity. Your fortune is more than diamonds and gold. It's the quality life that you unfold. 'Cause you could grab life, but you keep stalling. But Eric, he writes, the universe is calling. Who? That's right. The universe is calling, calling, calling you. So don't be content to go through life. The secret is to learn how to grow through life. And don't moan that your life keeps stinking. Read Eric's book and change your thinking. 'Cause you don't gotta set things right. You just see things right, and that gets things right. So free your mind of all that clutter and let your life run smooth as butter. You could grab life, but you keep stalling. Eric writes, the universe is calling. Who? That's right. The universe is calling, calling, calling you. Go grab life and quit your stalling, 'cause now the universe is calling. Who? That's right. The universe is calling, calling, calling you.
Yay! Wade Wooldridge. What a wonderful setup for Reverend Heather Dawn Clark.
When Wade called me and said, would it be okay if I did a rap? I said, well, it's you, so talk to Diane about it. It was wonderful, Wade. Let's give him another hand. That was fabulous, fabulous. Indeed, that is the theme of the book. The universe is calling you, and every single thought he put in there is true of what Eric Butterworth is saying. What I am saying every Sunday, what every New Thought minister is saying, is that there is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is your life, my life, right here, right now. That's the truth. That's the truth. So today's topic is affirmations and treatment. And treatment is another name for affirmative prayer. The strongest, most powerful tool we have is spiritual mind treatment. It's the most glorious. It's the most transformational. We have many tools: meditation, study, circulation, all tools of transformation. But the strongest one is affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment. And I'm going to do a fast lesson on spiritual mind treatment. But honestly, the way to get it is to go to class. Come to class and keep coming to class and keep coming to class. And you'll be singing like Wade. Well, if you want to be if you're a singer and affirming that you're a wonderful singer, you will have that creativity, because that creativity comes from that one source that is in all of us. So the universe is calling in affirmations and spiritual mind treatment. And I want to say, first of all, affirmations are a really great tool. I wrote a little blog about it. You may have read it. The tool of the affirmation is, think of a big bucket of really dirty water. And if you put one drop of clean water in there, that's an affirmation. Eventually, that bucket is going to get clearer and clearer. It's going to take a long time, but it will change the water. Affirmations are like that. If you think of our subjective, subconscious mind filled with a whole bunch of dirty stuff and a whole bunch of junk that we don't want, and in order to transform that junk, we start adding ideas that are different, that are positive, that are life-affirming. And eventually the junk gets clearer and clearer and floats away. So affirmations are really great, and they're wonderful tools because you can use an affirmation all day long. You can be filling your conscious mind, which will then become a memory, with an affirmative thought all day long. You don't have to. You don't have to do it only once a day or twice a day. You're not limited. It's a limitless tool. So you can be affirming all day long, and the affirmations, there's real simple rules about writing an affirmation or speaking an affirmation. Our wonderful practitioners and ministers have been writing the affirmations. Number one, they're personal. It's an affirmation for you, so it's in the I am. Number two, it's active. Number three, it harms no one. Harms no one. It blesses people. So your affirmations for you bless others. Number four, it's affirmative, meaning that it is not negative. There is no in an affirmation. There is no never in an affirmation, because the universe doesn't get it. The universe sees in pictures, hears in pictures, and so a no just goes, oh, more. You want more of that. No sickness, no tiredness, no disease. Sickness, tiredness, disease is what the universal mind hears. So you have to start thinking in terms of affirmation, health, joy, substance, life, love, power, beauty. There's a wonderful exercise that will help you determine what your affirmations and what your treatments will be. So in the book, The Universe is Calling, and that activity is simply this. Make a list of the things in your life that are not working, if there are any. Right? If there are any. Make a list. And then, you know what? Here's the thing, that there's something within us that already knows what ought to be. So then write it as a not. So it's not working that I have no month left at the end of my money. It's not working, right? Not working. So then it ought to be that I'm prosperous and that money continues from week to week, month to month, right? So there's an ought. And then you look at, well, what's the God statement? What's the I am absolute truth about that statement? It would be, I am prosperous, right? I am abundance. And notice I didn't say abundant, because the I am that you are, that is one with the source of all, isn't some prosperity, but is the nature of prosperity itself. So out of that you're speaking, out of that you're creating. I want to tell you a story about a kid who had a dream. And he was maybe a first grader, maybe a second grader. He could already write pretty well, so maybe second grader. And his teacher instructed the class, write about what you want to be doing when you grow up. What is your dream of what you want to be doing? Well, he knew exactly. And he wrote and he wrote and he wrote and he wrote, and he knew that he was going to get a good mark because this was so good. He wanted to own a horse ranch and have all of these horses and have these horses cared for. And he saw the freedom. He saw all this good that he was going to have. He wrote it all down, wrote it. This kid happened to be the son of an itinerant worker. And the teacher read, thank God teachers aren't like this anymore. But the teacher looked at it and said, well, this is impossible. This kid is dealing in fantasy, gave him an F, gave it back to him and said, this will never happen for you. Get a more practical vision. Thank God the kid didn't listen to the teacher. He knew what his dream was. And in fact, he kept that F document. He kept it for years. And in his 30s, he has and still has a horse ranch, a big, huge horse ranch. And he put that letter, that F, on his mantle to remind him and to taught his children, don't let anyone steal your dreams. Don't let anyone say you cannot do this. The thing that was given, the dream of your heart, came from source, from God, from that place itself that you're connected with, that place that knows that this is for you to do. This is a gift that you are to give. So, whatever your dream is, no matter how big or how small it is, hold tight to that dream and continue. So, the affirmation of that little boy might have been, I'm a horse rancher, I'm a horse ranch owner. I don't know what it was, or I love riding my horses, or whatever his affirmations were. He knew clearly where he was going to go, and he got there. Did he have all the breaks? No, absolutely not. He did not have all the breaks. He didn't have a family that could provide for him and get him started. But I have a hunch they knew who his source was. So your real parent isn't your biological parent. Your real parent, the source, God, is your real parent. God doesn't have a gender, but you can call it he or she. God doesn't care. God doesn't care. God simply is God, being God everywhere, in you, loving you, providing for you, making your dreams come true, or your nightmares. Or your nightmares, because if you insist on planting the things you do not want in that fertile soil of imagination, all of those terrors are going to come and terrorize you until you get tired of being sick and tired. Then you'll learn to start using that wonderful sense of will to direct your thinking for good and good only. For good and good only. So, spiritual mind treatment, according to Ernest Holmes, and of course he's the founder of the science of mind and has taught us, is a process, it's an art and science, a way of changing consciousness. When consciousness changes, form changes. So although affirmation is like dropping clean water in a bucket, a spiritual mind treatment gets a new bucket. It gets a new bucket and gets a new perspective, a new way of looking, which will mean a new experience. So spiritual mind treatment, I know that some of you have done classes, so you already know this. I think you'll be interested. I was so interested in this book, Change Your Life by Ernest Holmes. How to Change Your Life, sorry, get the whole title out there. How to Change Your Life by Ernest Holmes. He talks about how to give a spiritual mind treatment. It doesn't look like anything we've taught you, but it's good. It's really good. It's really good. He says, just like Eric Butterworth, the first thing you do is get quiet and connect with source, connect with God. He doesn't say, think about source. He doesn't say, you affirm. First of all, connect, be one with the oneness. And from that place, you say, the words I speak are my law of good, and they will produce the desired result because they are operated on by a power greater than I am. Good alone goes from me, and good alone returns to me. Then he goes on. He says, if you're ready to give a specific treatment, you say, this word is for myself. And I always say, my name. It's for myself, Heather Dawn Clark, or it's for all of us, the people listening to this message. This word is for myself. Everything I say in it is for me and about me. It is a truth about my real self, because sometimes the things that you say in prayer don't match your situation, because you're moving from the situation into the higher idea. And so you speak from the higher idea, so the situation changes. If you go back here and say, it's really crummy, I'm feeling so awful, then what you've done is you've identified with the circumstance. And Eric Butterworth and Ernest both say this, that we need to change our mind about what prayer is. It is not beseeching, it's not begging. You do not pray rightly by saying, God, if you just give me whatever it is you think will please me, I'll be so happy. It's not about begging, saying, if you just fix my life, then I'll be good. It's not about any of those old ways of thinking. It's about coming from an awareness that this mightiest gift of all has already been given. Wow, just to think, whatever it is that you want most in life, just imagine what it is. And then someone gave it to you. You've got it. Right now, you've got it. How do you feel? Joyful. You feel joyful. You've just got this wonderful thing that you've always wanted. Now you realize I've got it. Wow. Joyful, expanded. It's from that place you pray. Not from a place of lack or limitation, but from a place of abundance, of well-being, of health and wholeness. Anyway, then he says, there's one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And then he goes on to do a little work on body. He says, my body is a manifestation of loving spirit. It is, I moved my glasses. Good thing. Okay, anyway, it's all these great things. It's perfect assimilation, perfect elimination, perfect circulation, et cetera, et cetera. And then he says something real important, going back to Butterworth. If there's something about your body, the body of your affairs, your life, that isn't working, you now deny the need for it. So let's say you just had a diagnosis of some illness. You remind yourself right here in the prayer, this illness is not the truth of the creator of the universe. So therefore, it cannot be the truth of me. That's called a denial step. You deny everything that you believe is opposite to what you want. You deny it. And the denial is simply, it's easy, isn't it? It's just simply saying, this can't be the truth of God, and me, made in the image and likeness, already unified with it, therefore it can't be the truth of me. So simple. So simple. And we know it. And sometimes we've known our good for so long and we quit. Sometimes we are not God's calling. Sometimes what we do is we'll be affirming or treating for something, and we're so certain it's ours because the dream was in our heart and it hasn't shown up yet. And the temptation for most people is to quit. Look for another thing. Maybe there's another way to fix this problem rather than through spiritual mind treatment, through transformation, through enlightenment. Well, there is no other way. This is the way. This is the way. Find your path, stay on it. This is the way. There's a story about two frogs, and the frogs jumped into a pail of milk. They were scared. The walls were slippery. They couldn't get out, and they swam and swam and swam. The big frog was swimming. The little frog keeps swimming. Big frog is swimming and swimming. He's just getting so tired. And he says, I can't make it. I'm not going to get out of here. I know I'm going to die. And he did. Little frog kept swimming and swimming and swimming and swimming. He swam so hard. His little frog legs were numb. He was swimming so hard. And then he noticed something. There was something solid he was swimming on. He had swum so hard that it was now butter. And he was able to jump on the butter and jump out. Isn't that a good story? It reminds us to persist in our work. Don't stop because the result isn't there yet. All that's saying is there's more work to do. All that's saying is that I need to go back to that place of oneness, center myself in that presence and power of God, and from there, speak a word of truth. Capital T, truth, means It's something that's true about God. It's something true about the absolute, that it's always so. So when we teach spiritual mind treatment, we teach you to, first of all, have an understanding of the nature of God, and to have that understanding so deeply that you finally get to the place where you go, oh, well, of course, then it has to be where I am. So that God, the omnis of God, are the place you start. God is what? Omniscient, omnipresent. What else? Omnipotent. So it's all knowing, all powerful, everywhere present. This thing itself that its nature is divine love, unconditional and unconditional. God loves us, sets us free to do whatever it is we do, think however it is we think, and it's just fine with God. It doesn't disturb God one bit. But we could have a better life. Each one of us could have a better life. Choose, consciously choose what it is, then keep planting that seed. So we start with by recognizing what is the presence of God. And then we teach that the second step is to unify with that presence. So we're not coming from a place of God out here, but rather God in here. And the God in here must therefore be one with me, one with you. And from that place, knowing that whatever follows that unification is a powerful statement. It's a statement of truth and enlightenment, if you will. So that next statement is a declaration or an affirmation. So the very things that you're affirming all day long will be that part of your spiritual mind treatment. That part right there. Till you really get it. This is who I am. This is really who I am right now. I feel it. And ministers and practitioners, people who've been doing this for a long time, know that something happens when you actually are connected with Source. Something happens in you. I know Reverend Judy often says she feels it. She feels the energy. But whether you feel energy or not, something transformative happens. And you know then that this isn't just a throwaway. This is something significant and wonderful that you are declaring to the universe in you. And then, knowing what you know, then, you declare it until you know it. And the knowing, the natural result of the knowing is gratitude. I'm so grateful. So grateful for this thing that I've just claimed for it. It's already so. And then you need to let go and let God. Because if you keep wondering if this is demonstrated, if this prayer has is ever going to come into being, it's like taking a seed, planting it, and then digging it up and digging it up and digging it up. That seed never gets to germinate because you haven't left it alone long enough to let go, let God, and let those results come into your life. Whatever one thing it was that you thought, whatever one thing it is that you desire, when you take it back far enough, when you explore yourself, it's really a desire for a greater connection with Source, no matter what it looks like. I want to have more friends, connection. I want to have more money, connection. I want to have more freedom. It's all about connection to Source. So it's right where you are right now. So let's just, Diane's going to help us. Let's just take a breath and listen to these words. Let go, let God.
In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is here. In the silence, where every color blends and every rainbow ends, good is here. In the light, now you find that you know peace. In the silence, your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Love is here, peace is here, truth is here, God is here.
And letting those words deep, deep, deep into consciousness. I speak this word for every person here. I speak it in the first person. And so anything that doesn't fit you, just let it wash over you. You will only accept that which benefits you. And this is what I know. I know that there is only one. This one power that is God is all-knowing. It is first cause to all creation. It is infinite intelligence. It is unconditioned and unconditional love. It is the grace of life. It is all of the qualities of the divine. It is that creative process that is forever begetting itself, forever planting itself and begetting itself and begetting itself and begetting itself. I know that this thing that is everywhere present is right here in me, as me, it is me. And so from an awareness of my oneness with this source, with the source of all creation, with the God of divine unconditioned love, I speak this word. And this is what I know. I know that the dream of my heart is a holy dream, for it came from the wholeness within me that is God. I say yes to that dream. I say yes to its fulfillment, for its expression. I say yes to all good things. I know that I already have everything I need, all the resources, either are already mine or are coming to me. I know that I am imbued with all of the God qualities that I desire. I have all the talent, all the personality, all the knowledge for the dream to flourish and grow. I accept it as already being so right now. I accept it as being the truth of my being at this deep, deep level. I'm so very grateful for the dream in my heart. I'm so very grateful for the fulfillment of this dream. And with my heart filled with gratitude, I simply release this word. The action and activity of the divine soil of mind has taken it. It's complete. And please join me in saying, and so it is. So it is.
Thank you so much, Reverend Heather.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.
And please welcome back Wade Wooldridge.
Woo.
This is a song I wrote a couple years ago when we were traveling in Naples, and I had the unusual experience of actually being like woken up with it going in my head, and I had to like get up and type it into my phone because I didn't have anything to write it on at the time. But I hope you like it. It's called Sagittarius, and no, I'm not. I'm a Virgo. So. Way up there in Sagittarius, there is a star too far for us to see. It shares its light with a million other worlds, but not with me. And I could wonder what the sky'd be like if all the stars were in my sight. Instead, I'll love the light from all the stars I can see. Little sun, this world we share is only one of many worlds for us to play. And so I bless our time today. Across the sea in Catalonia, there is a girl that we will never know. She shares her smile with a dozen of her friends, her face aglow. And I could wonder how my life would go if I could touch a million souls. Instead, I'll cherish all the good friends that I do know. 'Cause like the diamonds in the sky, this world is full of wonders that can make me cry. Little one, this world of love is only one of many worlds for us to play. And so I bless our time today. One spring day, 100 years from now, the moment comes, all the words peace, when every soul sees the folly of its fears, and peace can dawn. And I could hear the music of the spheres if I could live 1,000 years. Instead, I'll cherish every moment that I live on. Little son, this world we share is only one of many worlds for us to play. And so I bless our time today. How I wonder what we are.
You're not just a One Direction Charlie, are you? Just unlimited being. Thank you again, Wade. That was beautiful. Now, if the stewards would please come forward, it's time for us to share our gifts, our tithes, our offerings. I like to take mine in my hand if this is the day to give of your gift, and just let the love in your heart pour through that gift. And please repeat after me. Knowing that giving and receiving are part of the same process, I am determined to receive with love, to give with love. I express this giving and receiving in a greater way than ever before. I am blessed and I am a blessing. And so it is.
The California Tango, written by our very own Ed Cusby. All right, now let's get those giblets in here.